should be looking at the southeast corner of the hot chambers. I know that we last left the party at this magic portal. That we had left the cylinder of power and the red flames emblem in there to power the portal, and everybody has moved into the portal. Yes. Alrighty. So again, we last left the party as they had entered the portal from the Minotaur's cavern, and away we go. So you have entered in from the portal, and you've entered into a large cavernous area with a waterfall to the south of you, leading a body of water through the center of the through the center of the cavern, opening up into a large underground lake. In the distance, you see what appears to be a ship at dock. Along the northern shore, there's a gravelly shoreline that leads down into the water. To the south, you have another shoreline that just leads directly, into the water. It's a flat surface there. Towards the south, you see a hut there. Throughout the cavern. Well, first I'll say the small shelter that sits in the south end that looks to have been created from salvaged materials from the ship off in the distance. You do see skeletons and corpses around the shelter and throughout the cave in various states of decay. Some are nothing but bones and rags, but there are a couple that have been dead much less than the others have. What you see in front of you are some rocky protrusions from the ground that are blocking some of your sight. That part honestly did not work the way I had thought it would do, but it is providing cover. So where you can't see the light, there's your cover. So, Raz, you hear a little about midway through the northern part. You hear some stomping feet. Say it's about. You guesstimate it's about 60 feet from you. Maybe a little less than that. 50 should have been my first guess.
Gordon, come with me. Get down. And I kind of shuffle off towards cover underneath one of these eastern rocks here.
All right, I guess I put my torch out and follow him.
All right, just for a point of order, is your view changing with your light?
I can see most things, but when I move my character, nothing changes.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the...
Weird. Okay, hang on, that should change.
But I'm also still running crazy slow, so restart Roll20 again.
So when you say skill check, does that include us stealthing our way through the cavern?
You probably do need to roll a stealth check for that. But I'll tell you when we get hot and heavy into it. I just wanted to alert you that it was coming. Okay. So we'll say that you're fairly stealthy at the moment. As are you. Let me check the lighting stuff. Sorry, Chris.
I feel like the control is being ripped from my body.
I kind of liked your pirate twist on his character.
All right.
It's a fun voice to do.
All right, well, that fixed whatever problem I was having.
right. Well,
Guitar.
Thongrim should be aware that everybody is.
Yeah, it moves around.
Okay. So Thongrim, everybody has made their way into this cavern successfully from the portal. Raz has noticed. He senses something. He heard heavy footsteps away from him somewhere in this general vicinity. And so they have, both Corin and Raz have snuck up to these rocky protrusions, which are noted by the the darkness in the northern shore. And that one. Those are all rocks that will provide cover. The rocky area is a 5 foot or so. It's a rocky drop into the water, into the shoreline. So I don't think it'll be difficult terrain for most people. It may be for Eldon. So.
Oh, thanks.
Well, it's the tiny legs.
I guess I was following Raz somewhere.
Do I see anything? Creeping up. I'm kneeling over the rock, but I sort of peek over my right shoulder just to see what's there.
Roll me a perception check. Well, you should see a fairly hideous-looking creature right here. Can you see that?
I see it.
Just making sure that Raz can see it, because he should.
I look back at the group, make eye contact, and do the SWAT signal for, look, one thing, hideous creature, and I wave my arms around like an octopus. Right behind me.
Oh, really? It's like literally right behind you. I can see it, I think, can't I?
I'll return your signal with sort of a pointing to me, and then pointing in that direction, and then kind of shrugging.
I would say everybody should be able to see this thing. It is there, and it is a fairly large creature.
Hold on, I'm gonna, for my sake, cast some dancing lights out there. I see it now.
Yeah, you do. So it has not noticed you yet, but you can see that it is sniffing around. Raz, do me a favor. Roll me another stealth check. Okay, so it still does not detect you. It looks like it is searching for something.
Probably smells Thongrim. Smells the booze.
And the bloody Minotaur head.
Or that.
Somebody stab this thing.
Uh-oh.
Well, I want to just kind of get down on the ground against that, put my back to that rock and get completely behind it.
I'd like to think I know exactly what Ash is about to do, and I would have made the same choice.
Am I going to have to say the words? That apparently means I'm going to have to say the words.
Olay!
Olay, olay, oh, roll initiative. Raz, you are up.
So I'm going to do kind of a little sprinting back step here. And I turn around and point my finger at this thing like Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. And very quickly, before I start spewing profanities at it, I take a quick look. What exactly am I looking at?
So roll me a nature check.
Ooh,
There's a lot of rolls there. So you, sir, are looking at a basilisk. And I will tell you a little bit more about what you have heard about basilisks, because I've got a handy dandy thing here that I did not have at the ready. You know that these are medium monsters, and did I cut you off? Did you have something to say? You've heard that they look like pieces of remarkably lifelike stone carvings of wildlife. Bits and pieces of it appear to have been bitten off. Um, they they usually make their lair in caves and other sheltered sites. They are typically encountered underground, as this one is. Sometimes they are born and raised in captivity and can be domesticated and trained. And such as that, they know how to avoid injuring their masters. Basilisk eggs are typically a highly prized thing if one can get to them because of the trainability of such beasts. You have also, Raz recalls, hearing that basilisks are very good hunters because they don't have to chase their prey. They have strong jaws and are able to turn. Hang on, I'll get there. And able to, when the basilisk eyes meet their target in a supernatural gaze, it affects the target creature almost instantaneously by turning them into stone. So these are fearsome creatures.
so I, Jesus Christ.
Are you aware of him? Are we calling down on him?
So I just shout as I'm trying to identify and spout vicious mockery words. I go, Jesus Christ, it's a basilisk! Everyone avert your eyes! And then I shut a bunch of profanities at it, but mostly just for myself because I'm scared to death of it. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually witnessing one of these. And I cast vicious mockery.
All right, so DC 14, let's see. Wisdom save.
So, Raz, is a basilisk related to a basilisk?
Uh-oh.
Potato, potato!
Taters. Cut them, slice them, smash them in a stew. All right.
What potatoes?
So the basilisk did not save, so he took 2 psychic damage, and I've forgotten what Vicious Mockery does again. He has disadvantage on...
Disadvantage.
Okay, gotcha. Very good. Anything else, Raz?
I do my best to avert my eyes from it, but I do a really bad job because I haven't seen one of these things in a long time. So I just accidentally stare at it.
Thongrim.
I am trying to find the button to do it, but I can't seem to find it. So I will throw a rage.
Okay. So is that an advantage on your attack?
It's only strength checks and strength saving throws, so probably not.
All right. So that is a miss.
Okie doke. That's all I got.
So since we are fighting something new and we know something about this, I will ask you this. Are you still looking directly at it? Are you facing it still or not?
I guess I am. I mean, I may have heeded Raz's warning about kind of looking away from it, but I would have just attacked it. So I'm at least, maybe I'm looking more down the snout of my helmet, but I'm at least still facing it.
Okay. Alrighty.
Are there any humanoid-looking statues in this area?
You do. There are some skeletons that are in various forms of decay.
There were some in the previous area.
So if
They
you
were all
look,
headless, I believe.
if you hear there, and scattered throughout, there are some old skeletons. Some of them have been there for a while. Some of them look to have had a little bit of a stony, ashy look to them. Others not so much. But it looks like there have been bones and other various viscera, debris, that would have survived, that wouldn't have decayed around the floor. All right, Siona, carry on.
So I'm going to move right here behind this rock
I like that.
and using my periphery, I just want to ready my sword in case it comes rushing past because I can't close it at this moment. So
Okay.
I just want to be ready to hit it if it comes by.
Alrighty.
But I'm not looking at the ground. I don't know how tall it is, but I'm only using my peripheral vision to see it.
Hang on. Let's see how tall it is. It is a medium-sized beast, so we'll say it's roughly 5.5 feet tall. How's that sound?
It's a little shorter than me, so I'm going to just be looking at the wall, I guess, using my peripheral vision.
Corin.
All right. Well, I'm going to finally be the group wizard, and I'm going to cast Fog Cloud on it.
Oh boy.
Let's see if I can figure out how to draw a shape. Let's see. Not like that. Somewhere there's a way to draw a circle with this thing.
All right. So a 20-foot circle.
20-foot radius. So
20-foot radius. All right.
there.
Okay. I got it. So that's 100 heavily obscured.
Everybody inside that circle is blinded.
So dark vision does not get past that. You would have to have blind sight, correct?
True sight or blind sight, yes.
Gotcha.
And that's my turn. I'm gonna yell to Eldon. You should stay out of this because if you get turned to stone, we can't fix it.
Okay, so I need to get into a certain range of Bongrim. So I'm going to move to there. At 30 feet. I just measure that right? Oh, I have to go one more. Don't like that you have to click the ruler, then click the...
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. Okay, so then my pretty regular cast is going to be Bless. I'm going to cast Bless, and I am running low on points, so I'm going to have to cast it as a second level, which means all 4 of the other... Oops, that's not it. All 4 party members get Bless. And now have a 1d4 that they can add to attack and saving throws.
Okay. So everybody has their little heart icons. Anything else?
And then I'm going to hold my shield over my face
Okay.
and listen very carefully.
All right. So now it is the basilisk's turn. It can't see a damn thing, but I would imagine it would remember that something is right next to it. So if it can't see, it would be a disadvantage, yes?
Disadvantage, yes, but because Thongrim can't see, it gets advantage, so it cancels it out.
But it has disadvantage from mockery, so it's disadvantage again.
No, one cancels out any number of the other.
Okay.
All right. So there we go. Lots of rules and regulations, but the basilisk is going to attempt to chomp into the darkness. And let's see what happens. So that would be an 18.
Oh, hit.
For that.
So, okay. The poison, I'm immune to poison?
Resistant.
So does that do anything for that?
You have to roll a save, don't you?
It's
No,
not
I believe it's
poisoning him.
I thought it was just half damage.
I think it's half.
Oh, it's just
Resistant.
poison damage?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's not poisoning you.
No, but it's poison. He has resistance to poison damage.
Right.
So.
No. Yeah. So it'll be half that roll. Rolled down, rounded down. So 8 plus 5.
4 plus 5 because he's resistant to piercing too.
Oh yeah. Look at you. Look at you. So 9 damage.
Yay!
Yay. So not nearly as bad as it looks.
That's much better.
All right. So he chomped into the darkness, and
Aye!
what is your speed, sir? No. I'm looking at the things. So, Raz, you are up.
So I don't technically see where the basilisk retreated to, right?
You are not in line of sight because he would have moved behind a rocky alcove there.
All right. Evens I go left, odds I go right. I move right. And I see some outline.
Yes.
So I'm going to take a shot at it with my hand crossbow.
And then
You guys are doing some bad attacks today.
That's a no good. You do have the blessing.
No, I don't think so. Oh, did you bless me, Robin?
Yes.
have a 1-4 for your attack.
Yeah.
So it's a 13 is still a miss.
Wait, 8 plus
4
That's
is
a 12.
12, yes, but still a miss.
thought I might have been reading something.
No, I was wrong.
It blesses you with a DM who's bad at math.
Yep.
All right. Well, I avert my eyes while I'm reloading my crossbow. Just kind of keep a glance at the shadow, but try not to stare at it for too long. And I'm done.
Bongram.
So I'm blind,
Yes.
and so I
But you can hear.
And because of it moved away from you, you know kind of what direction.
So I guess I will just head this way, and then I guess when I run into it, I will swing wildly.
Is that actually 16?
Yes.
All right, I'm just reading to make sure that there's nothing. I don't think he is resistant to anything, so that's 16.
And I have nothing else to do.
Siona, hold on a second, please. I'm going to do something, and this is what I talked about Ash earlier. So, in the water, something splashes out of the surface, out of the water onto the surface, right to the south of Raz. He has been stealthed the entire time, and I've been tracking his initiative.
Yeah, I guess we'll be careful if we do get a group initiative script. It probably would have thrown that in the initiative thing.
Yeah, admittedly, and I was talking to Ash. I didn't really know how to handle it, and I didn't want to. We opted to go this. Or I opted to go this way, so I'm good either way. But honestly, didn't know how to handle it. But this guy's been swimming underwater for a while, and it is now his turn. So this big thing this big octopusy thing has come up out of the water and is going to attack Raz.
Oh, yeah, that's an owie.
All right, so you need to do I'm going to say either a strength or an acrobatics. What is it?
Athletics to acrobatics?
Yes, athletics or acrobatics, your choice. So you don't have advantage on that.
Nope.
All right, and let me. Is that right? 6, 5, 2d6 plus 3. Yes, that is correct. Wow. So you are grappled and you took 14 damage.
Was he fading?
He was trying to.
It's an ability check, not a saving throw.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark. If I can find my character sheet.
So is that still an accurate location of the water monster?
Yes, it did not move.
And the tentacles can reach that far?
It can reach 15 feet.
Gotcha. So is Raz the same place he was, or did he?
He is. I'm going to say yes. He is grappled right there.
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's good. So you cast Hunter's Mark on the octopus. Okay.
And I'll attack.
That is a hit. That is a hit. Yes. 18. Corin, you're up.
All right. Seeing the new creature, I'm going to draw my bow and shoot at Mr. Octopus down there.
$19 is a hit.
Okay, so that means I do 15 damage.
All right.
And then I am going to move into the fog cloud.
Okay.
And I am done.
Just as quickly as the octopus has emerged, it has taken a bad beating. Eldon, you are up.
Okay. Eldon has lost sight of Thong Grimator, but knows he's been hit, right? So I think I want to move. Would I be able to see around the rock to see where Thongrim is?
I'm not sure you would, but you would see an outline of the other creature.
Well, I think I only did 11 damage. That
Okay.
4 would have been a critical hit.
I got you.
Okay.
Adjusted.
So how far would I have to move to where I could see Thong?
I would say there.
That's too close to that tentacly thing. Guess I'm moving to there. Since I see everybody inside there. Okay, so I think that's the right distance for everybody. Okay. So my other spell, since I'm feeling freaked a bit, is to aid 3. So that's this one. Which basically I'm going to cast on Thongrimator, Siona, and Raz. No. Yes, Raz.
All right.
That's 8.
Okay, so you're gonna do this, and so are we saying, since you can see the outlines of the two of them, can you distinguish it, or are we saying this is close enough to where we could do a coin flip? Did y'all hear me?
Yeah, I heard. I'm specifically looking for Thongrim
Okay.
in the fog.
Okay. Well, then we'll say I'll give it to you. All right, that's fine.
Probably not. Okay, so
Honestly, I'll have to do more research on this going forward, but for now, that's fine.
and that's my turn. So I return to kind of putting the shield up in the direction of the basilisk over my eyes,
Okay.
while also watching over my shoulder for this.
All right. So,
Whatever.
So the basilisk is going to, again, can't really see anything yet. But knows that it was attacked from behind, so it's going to turn around and bite into the darkness again. For a hit. And 6 plus 5 for 11.
Yep.
And then it's going to keep moving south until it's going to touch the water. It's going to stop there. And go ahead.
I just, because someone just whispered something to me, that spell I cast goes to 3 people, three characters.
Right.
Right? Everybody knows Raz, Siona, and Thongrim were all boosted by 5 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was aware of it. So I'm just and make sure everybody else was, but yeah, that I was aware of it. Raz, you were up, and you were grappled.
Ooh, I will wiggle my rapier out of its thing, out of its case, and just start stabbing furiously at the legs.
How does that work? Because
Grappled, nothing says attack, so.
yeah, no, yeah, but the thing is he reached you 15 feet away.
Oh, I see.
You can stab the tentacle Oh, that's around him, right?
I'm stabbing his legs. I'm stabbing something on him. Whatever's grappling me.
How does that work?
Google.
Did not think about that.
I mean, I think it's the same as anything, right? Like, he's surrounded by squishy octopus meat. If he can stab it, then so
I
be
mean,
it.
logically that makes sense, but technically, rules is written. He's 10 feet away from him.
May I suggest executive decision one way or the other, and then we look up all these things later?
I'm gonna, yeah, let's do this because I don't know how to handle it.
Raz.
Hang on, I'm making an executive decision here at the moment. Roll me an acrobatics check. All right, so yes, you were able to. You were going to able to hit it.
And it does hit.
Yeah, I'm going to say that was a hit.
Ha-ha!
Rules as written can be a weird thing. All right, so you have opted to attack, so you are still grappled.
Yes.
I assume that's the end of your turn. Thongrim, you are up.
And I would have heard the sound, right?
Yes. It was not being sneaky whatsoever, and so it would have been easy for you to passively hear that it was moving. So that is a miss.
And do I still have a bless?
You still?
Plus 1d4, yes.
Yes.
And it did not do very good.
It did not do very good, and that is a miss.
All right. Well, I will use a bonus action to say mean things at him, and then I'm done.
Mean things were received. All right. So the octopus is going to let go of Raz. All right. So he's going to. That's funny. So he's going to reach out and he's going to use his tentacles on Siona.
Typical anime monster.
Damn it, man. We almost made it through a session. So 24. So,
Well, that works.
so roll me an athletics or acrobatics check. So you are grappled, and you took 9 bludgeoning damage. And he is going to stay put. Siona, you are up.
Will Sanus just roll a concentration check?
She's trying to keep Hunter's mark.
Ah, yes. Yes, that is correct.
Successful.
No, that's constitution.
No, it's just
That's
what he said it was.
There's no concentration thing here. A concentration constitution check. Unless it's on this thing I can't find.
No, I think it's a non-modded thing. It's just a roll, right?
It uses your constitution.
Okay, great. All right, cool. All right.
It's not a saving throw. It's just your constitution bonus.
Gotcha. All right, we're good. Cool. Hunter's mark continues.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and swing my sword at it since it's got its tentacles on me.
Either way, that's a hit.
$11.
It is hurting. It is bleeding.
That's my turn.
I was wrong. It actually is a Constitution saving throw. So, but she still made it.
Yeah. Alrighty, Corin, you are in the darkness.
All right, I'm going to pop out of the fog cloud right there. Take a shot at Mr. Octopus.
Okay.
I'm going to hit Mr. Octopus right in his face.
You are going to hit him quite severely in the face. So, how would you like to explain that?
Well, I hit him right in the face, maybe even coming at one of his eyes.
Ooh, that's nice. That will do it for Mr. Octopus.
All right. Well, seeing that, I'm going to bonus action dash and get back into the fog cloud.
Okay.
And my turn is over.
Eldon.
Raz, how are you looking?
I'm doing great. I'm actually better since that temporary hit point. A little beat up, but I'll make it.
Oh. So I'm going to look over my shield and call on my sacred flame towards the basilisk.
Dexterity save. Failed.
Take 6 damage. And I'm going to move myself back up around here. Kind of taking cover and stuff. And then with my bonus action, I will call over to Raz. Or should you do okay, Raz, or do you want some help?
No, I think I'll be okay. Let's just get through this.
Okay, I'll hold this in case then. So no, I won't be taking my bonus. Stay right.
All right, the basilisk is there. So, at the start of the basilisk's turn, since it can see Thongrim, all right, so at the beginning of his turn, since he can see Thongrim, he's going to paste a bunch of text into the screen real quick.
That'd make a lot more sense if you're playing Shadowrun.
Yes, it would. So Thongrim needs to make a Constitution saving throw DC 12. Succeed. All right. So, damn hotkeys. All right. So that was not an action. That was just a thing. So he's going to turn around and then bite him again.
Hit again.
So 3 plus 3, 6 damage.
Okie dokie.
And what was that?
There was a gremlin.
Okay. I'm debating on whether would this creature move. I think he would probably stand his ground. Raz, you were up.
You're saying token standing his ground? Okay. Now that I've been freshly doused by tentacle goop, I see the basilisk in my sight, and I take a shot at it.
And you miss.
Plus 1d4.
Ooh, I thought that was like a one-use thing.
You still miss.
It's concentration 1 minute, essentially, during the course of a combat.
Well, 10 rounds, so. Right?
Yeah. I don't think we've done 10 rounds yet, have we?
Nah, I think we've gone like 5.
Okay.
And being wary of the shore now, I take a couple steps back, and I'm done.
Von Grimator. Smack.
Plus 2.
All right, this thing is hurting.
End turn.
Siona.
Perhaps avert my gaze, but either way.
After I see the octopus die, I close my eyes and I shake off the tentacles.
All right.
And I'm going to move my hunter's mark, but I'm not going to advance. I'm just, if it comes within range, I'll hit it.
So you're readying an action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With my eyes closed.
All right. That'll be fun. All right. Corin.
All right, I'm going to pop out, shoot him. No. Because I'm not starting my turn with vision, I can pop out without having to make a saving throw. So I'm going to shoot him with my short bow.
That is a hit.
All right, so I hit him for 11 damage. I've put my sneak attack in the right column down there, by the way.
Okay.
So 11 damage, and then...
And how would you like that to be done?
Let's go with the through the eyes again, since this guy is all about his gaze.
Well, all right then. You have shot him through the eyes with your arrows, thus defeating the beasts. Earned your fanfare. With echoey goodness.
Is there anything worth taking on the basilisk? Do we know anything about basilisks if people can eat them? Raz would know, I guess. I'll ask him. Ross, can I eat this?
I'm half bleeding right now, so just look at him and say, "Yeah, go for it."
There's
Be a
nothing.
bit-
Go ahead.
Do I need to cook it?
Nope, right down the gullets.
Nothing saying that you can't. You might not want to look into its eyeballs, but sure.
There's an arrow in its eyeballs now. At least one of them.
Well, he should have tried looking at people.
If only he could have not been blinded. All right, so Thongrim is not satisfied by eating part of the raw the basilisk tartar.
I wouldn't recommend it. It tastes like it looks.
Alright, so is there anything, can we see anything else around here? That fog cloud is going to stay for the next hour, by the way. I can't get rid of it.
Unless we can, unless we have some wind to.
And there's not a lot of wind in this cavern. It's not very super drafty. I mean, you have the waterfall going, but it's not like doing a big breeze.
Yeah, it's going to be at least 10 miles per hour. And I don't think prestidigitation is going to handle that.
So,
those damn.
I just want to like walk to the wall and then follow it back, just touching the wall, kicking my feet. Do I find anything at all? Is there anything back here?
well, you kind of stumbled into a what would be a pit of where the
Awesome.
basilisk kind of lived. I'm not going to say that you're falling down, but there was a little like den area where the basilisk was.
So as I shovel my feet, are there any eggs or like stuff?
Let's
Shuffled my feet.
Let's see, shall we? You found what feels to be an egg. I have no idea what that's going to do for the future of this game, but yes, you have found a basilisk egg.
I want to gently wrap it in the velvet bag that I have.
Okay?
With a blanket all stuffed in so it doesn't get crushed.
And now remember, the rest of this adventure is going to be like
And
a
it's
big
going to
egg.
hang from my neck.
It's going to be an egg drop contest.
Nobody knows she has it, I guess, right?
Well, I'm going to have a bag hanging around my neck when I come out of the fog, and you're going to be like, what's that?
Good thing she's not up in front taking hits for the rest of us.
All right, so let's say that the egg has an AC of 5.
What do I know about basilisks? Basilisks.
Well, didn't they say they were trainable? Or
Yep.
something?
Right, but that's Raz's internal knowledge and things like that.
Hey, Raz, what else do you know about basilisks?
Is there anything worthwhile on these things?
I don't know. Magic voice in the sky. What do I know about them?
Well, trained, since a basilisk that would be born and raised in captivity can be domesticated and trained. Such a trained basilisk knows how to avoid meeting the eyes of those of its masters that its masters wishes it to protect from its gaze. But it makes a daunting guardian beast. Because of this, basilisk eggs are highly prized.
That was supposed to be this.
And then, yes, you know about that too. The fluids contained within, properly handled, can do that stuff. You can read that.
I was just that's what I was. Would Eldon and Raz be able to know to try and collect some of this stuff?
I think Raz would. I wouldn't know. Eldon hasn't rolled a check on it.
Yeah, so I will repeat all that. Then I will pull out an empty vial from the ever-encumbering backpack and fill up some of that oil or muck, whatever it is.
All right, so you have gathered a vial of stuff.
Hey, Thongrum, you want to see what this octopus tastes like? Might taste better than lizard.
Do you want to taste the octopus? I can get us both some.
Only if it's cooked.
I suppose we do have a torch.
Torch is around.
I'll be right back. Sploosh.
So, Raz, are you in need of some healing?
I think at this point, I dare say I am.
Siona, how are you for? 'Cause I'm offering up you to heal him. How are you?
I'm only down 4.
Okay, because I'm on my last spell ability.
Should we just take a short rest and let this fog cloud go away?
And let Songrim
To make some calamari.
make some, yeah.
I'm down for a snack. No
Somebody
rest.
roll me a perception check.
Somebody or everybody?
Everybody. I am not surprised that it would be Raz. You hear what appears to be clapping coming from the south.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
That kind of clapping?
What kind of clapping?
Probably the kind of hands together.
Yes, so imagine two hands putting together with some force, that kind of sound.
Okay. Not a thunderclap, then.
All right. So we're going to play this out
right now. Guys, I think we've got company.
Okay, so Thongrim, you cooked it. But yes, there is. You see to the south, somebody has exited the hut and is clapping. Applause, almost.
Hi.
You look across and you see a frail, elderly man clapping, gazing in your direction. He does not say anything to you.
Oi, you there. Enjoy the show, did you?
The gentleman turns his gaze. What's the word I'm looking for? He turns his blue-eyed gaze towards Raz and slowly returns into his hut.
Should we go say hello?
I figured you
There's
would
a lot
have
of
said hi.
skeletons over there.
And we don't know if we've gotten everything that's in that water.
I mean, Vonger went in there and cut some octopus out. I'm pretty sure it's safe. I'm willing to risk his life on it. How deep is that water?
Well, since there's a boat on one side of it, it gets pretty deep. But I'd say it's swimmable at this point. We'll say.
What about under the waterfall area? Is there a way behind it?
I swam across.
Yes, you did. I don't think so. I mean, the water's coming down pretty, down the rocks. You don't necessarily see much of a space there that you could move safely. Thongrim appears to be treading water fairly well, but he's proven himself to be a good swimmer.
Right, so another swim it is. On Grim?
Oh, sorry.
He just drowned.
No, he's proven himself. He's proven himself to be a good swimmer.
Swimming upstream?
Yeah. Did you want to be a salmon? Is that what you're doing?
Maybe he's cleaning out that nasty skull hat that he's still got on.
Roll me a perception check there, Thrung Grimitar. You see a waterfall as it buffets your eyes because you're looking into it.
So what do we see of these skeletons that are laying around here?
Some appear to be wearing they're skeletal remains, but they appear to be wearing remnants of decayed and ragged uniforms, sailing uniforms. It would appear. Some look like some of these skeletons and has been there, and they're turning to dust. They've been there so long. Some of them appear to be wearing the remnants of a black uniform that have this, the half of the symbol of the Church of Bane that you guys have become familiar with, while others, there you see some red cloth that it appears to be of the red flames colors. So there are bones and debris scattered along the floor throughout this cavern. Only some of them are visible for flavor, but you see the skeletal remains of many people.
So do we all want to approach the tent?
I'm kind of good where I'm at right now.
Hello.
On Grimitar.
So as Siona approaches the shelter, she can make out a little bit more about it. In front of the shelter, there's a small cook fire. It's been with a rusted pot over it. It doesn't look like it's seen much use in recent past. You can kind of peer inside of the shelter a little bit, and you see what appears to be a mid-sized table with a large chair at the end. That's about all you can see from where you are, but you see a little bit into it.
I just keep gradually getting closer.
So
I'm gonna lift the tent flap.
you see a large chair at either end of the table. On one end is a skeleton slumped over on the table in tattered red robes. The other end is the person that was just clapping. He's sitting there. Very stoic, moving very subtly. He's a much older man, and with bright blue eyes. He's just slumped back in his chair. On the table, you see a very large tome, book, if you would, lying open before him. Looking around, you see a good layer of dust covering most things and moss along the floor. It looks like the belongings in here haven't been messed with or disturbed for quite some time. If you would like to roll a perception check.
Can I use divine sense?
I suppose you could, but I need to know what it does.
There you go.
Ooh, look at that. Is that a spell or just a thing?
Just a thing.
Just a thing.
Just a feature.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Wait, yeah. This is...
I can use it like so many times a day, 3 times right now a day.
Right. Yeah, so you don't... You don't sense any strong evil presence. There's you know, there's no, you don't smell any noxious odors or anything. As far as a powerfully good, so we'll say this is, you don't necessarily hear a ringing in your ears either.
Okay. Any consecration or desecration? Place or things?
No, it seems fairly neutral from what you can say. It's nothing is overtly evil, and at this point, nothing is necessarily overtly good.
I look over at the guys and kind of wave them over and ask if we should go in. And I just say hello again. See if there's any response.
Visitors again. It's been a while since anyone has found their way here. I've begun to wonder if I'd been lost to time, as it would be totally possible. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Finian? As you see him address the skeleton on the other side of the table. And he pauses just for a second, and Siona can't quite catch if if he sees that he's actually talking to a corpse or if he's legitimately talking to somebody.
Can I come in?
You may.
I go in the tent.
Okay.
You say you've been here for a long time?
I have been here for longer than you could possibly imagine. My name is William LaCroix. But I imagine if you've heard of me at all, you're probably looking for what I think I've been called as Blue-Eyed Billy. I'd congratulate you on your search, well completed. But that, I feel, is getting ahead of things a little bit. And he slowly pushes himself up, using the table as leverage, and slowly makes his way towards the entrance of the shelter, towards where the party is. I see you've passed my first trial. I'll miss them. But I feel like they've grown too strong over time, honestly. I've replaced my friends and my guardians so many times throughout the years. But these two, they were really, really good. They'd saved me from many intruders, both good and evil. You've obviously seen the remains around. You seem to look and detect a brief wave of emotion as he's not crying, but he looks disturbed as that he's lost a pet.
I'm so sorry. We didn't realize they were your pets.
Thank you. but it was their time, I believe, to go.
If it's any consolation, I found an egg.
It was her time, yes. I had hoped she had had laid an egg. That is, there's hope for her lineage yet. So, at this point, as I said, you've passed the first challenge, and you performed admirably. And like everything, time has come, and time will come for everything. But everything, except for me, it appears. So, Eldon, it's your turn. What would you like to do? Your goal at this point, and this is a metagame a little bit, is to achieve 8 successes before you get 4 failures. Okay, and so you can use any of the skills that you wish, but you're trying to convince him of your trustworthiness. And you may want to consider, and this is for everybody, not just Eldon, this is for everybody. You may want to consider all the things that you have learned to this point. It's been a long journey to get to him, and Siona senses through her connection with Fiona Ironsong that she is towards the end of this particular quest. But feel free to discuss amongst yourselves as well. But it is, at this point, it is Eldon's turn.
Oh, okay. So it's a
Yes.
So it's a group effort, but it will be my
Turn.
Yes.
It will be my role, my skill role.
Yes, of your choice, of your choosing. But whatever you do, remember you can try whatever, but there has to be a reasoning behind it.
Right. So I would like to discuss the history or bring up the histories of the tapestries that we've been seeing and share what our ideas or insights are about what we've seen.
Okay. So roll me a history check.
History or insight? History?
Hang on. I have it written down. Roll me an insight. You were correct. That is what I want you to roll.
Okay.
So Eldon, you empathize with William here, and you get the feeling that he's been here for a while, and feel that you see a person who has been through times untold and has seen many years. But it's what you perceive from Billy here is that he is not one to be intimidated. So I will say you have succeeded on your first. You have gained your first success. Now, with what you do with that knowledge is up to you. Raz,
Oh,
it is your turn at this point.
Being in the back of the tent, kind of peeking through, and while this old gentleman is talking, I reach into my backpack and I put on the my father's uh, inquisitor robes, or not inquisitor robes, administrator robes with the crest of the Red Flame symbol on it. I tuck my ears kind of underneath my cowl just to not give away too much about my race. But then with this new garb on, I step forward and I clear my throat a little bit and change my voice to sound a little bit more esteemed. I say, "Good sir, my name is Raziel Ironforge. I am the custodian of the. Oh, I'm sorry, Ironsong. I'm the custodian of the Ironsong estate and the steward of the family. But today, most importantly, I am the emissary for who you see before you today. The last remaining heir of the Ironsong family, Lady Siona Ironsong." And I give a short bow and present my hands in front of Siona.
I just show him my sword.
Okay, so what skill are you using, Raz?
Tempting something along the performance line.
Okay, that's
Performance or persuasion, I'm not sure.
Not deception?
That's a good point. I guess the emphasis is on my esteem and who this person is. But yeah, it could be deception too.
okay. Well, which one are you rolling?
But not really, because as someone who actually truly does have great reverence for the Ironsong family and deeply thinks Siona is somehow linked, I'm actually not trying to deceive him. I'm just trying to sort of buffet her status up a little bit in his eyes.
probably persuasion then.
Your call.
Actually, it's your call. Because it
I'll
does
do
matter.
persuasion.
All right. Roll me a persuasion check then. Ah, the Red Flames. I remember them. And that's... Man. He would not say man because he does not know that colloquialism. But another one of those I see. And I remember when your order stole their bounty. I've been surprised over the years to see you come back. And some of you have succeeded to almost survive. But others have not been so lucky. But I remember them. And I see that sword that you hold. And I remember it. I've seen it before. My friend here, he had parts to do with that sword. Because that gem that's in the hilt once was held by my friend here. Good old, what's his name? Good old Finian. He once held that gem that you now hold. How did you come by that sacred gem?
Where's this gem? I'm sorry.
It's in the hilt of the sword.
Okay. The sword was given to me. It was entrusted. The gem was there when I had it. There are many mysteries having to do with my inheritance, but I know not where the gem came from.
Raz's check was a success, by the way.
I would hope so.
I just forgot to tell you. So,
What is that, Chris? Is that expertise with an 18 charisma?
Yeah.
Finian, my old friend, what should we do with this sword that she has? It's as if our children are coming back to haunt us. Of all of these actions that we took long ago, and yet it is here in front of me. Finian, what do you say? And you look at the old man as he is talking to the skeleton in the chair. And it is still Siona's turn.
Who is Finian? We saw many murals that seem to explain the history of this place and the sword and many other things we have questions about, but who is Finian?
1 second. All right, so what check are you rolling?
Persuasion?
Persuasion.
Want him to converse with me?
Okay. Roll me a persuasion check.
Do I still have Bless?
Wouldn't affect
Is this a
skills.
skill check? Oh,
Wouldn't
okay.
affect skills.
Yes. It's.
Oh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know how to. I had a vision as I looked upon the last mural that we saw before we came to the door. I feel like I heard that name, Finian.
Yes, Finian here, my elven friend. You have seen the murals and have seen him holding this, but it's surprising to see that gem back here. When I last saw it, it was around the neck of a great knight who swore never to return back to this place. I am very, very vexed to see this stone, and in such close proximity. So that is a pass, but you see that he's getting visibly angry, which leads us to Thongrim,
The calming voice of the group.
the voice of reason.
The moral compass.
Let me see what I'm trained in.
And we told Thongrim how he got here, right? Haven't we had that discussion?
You mean when a man and a woman and sometimes
Totally,
another man,
little babies.
sometimes a little woman, sometimes a pony.
I'm pretty sure we had that discussion.
So yes, I believe that discussion was held. So what Thongrim remembers of it, that I don't know. So Thongrim, you are.
Let's see.
Arthur knows the Blue-Eyed Billy lore, though, too, right?
Yeah, he was the one that knew more about it than us. Because he came from the town.
I can't believe you're the Blue-Eyed Billy, the one from the legends.
Call me William.
We were...
That name. Ugh, I do not like that name.
I can appreciate that. Topside, you're quite the legend. You and your treasure that no one's been able to claim. But if I remember correctly, in the last mural, one of them we saw, you were on a ship heading back to shore. Is this the vessel? You're kind of pointing over towards the ship That was in that mural. No.
So that is a failure. How do you know about this? This boat, this is my ship. And don't you go looking at my ship, little man, little person. But of course, I mean, any idiot could see that this is my boat that I've locked in a cave here. Of course I've come back, and that, as this picture shows, of course I've come back here. Waste my time with this. I should take care of you right here on the spot.
I didn't do so good.
Corin, how would you like
Alright.
to add?
I'm going to kind of step up there and be like, ignore my. I guess he's not that much for me. My companion here. I'm more interested in, how do I word this? We came from, it was a few months ago. I don't know how long I've been on this island, but a while back we were kind of fleeing a place on a ship, crashed, ended up here, and from what I've gathered from all these murals is it's quite possible that our island's ancestors came from here and may or may not have been on one of those ships. At least one of your ships might have ended up with our people. And so I'm a little, I'm more interested in, like, I guess, the history of how do I phrase this? The red flames, the people that Siona and them kind of represent or are questing for. Did they come from here? Are you aware of them? Did you found them?
So, roll a history check for me. So, this land you came from with the red flames, you're telling me that you've seen these symbols before. And what did you say they were? What are these people? You're not telling me they are elves, are you?
They're kind of a mixture of people. I was briefly a student under them. There were some elves, there were some not elves, but then they kind of threw me out, so I might have missed who the rest of them were. I may or may not have burned a spell book on accident.
That would have been unfortunate, because spell books are a very precious thing. I have learned much from my spell book here, and I long to get more knowledge, if I could. I've learned a bit in these past years from my friend Finian here. He's been a good teacher. But sadly, his time had come. But it was worrisome that you tell me that you come from a land that had and more so that you know of the red flames. This is truly concerning to me.
Well, if it's any consolation, there's not any more left on that island.
What do you mean?
Well, we left in a bit of a hurry when I guess it ended up being the church kind of came in and put a stop to most of it.
What church?
The Church of Bane.
The church? The church? No. The church. They can't have it. They must not have it. Does the church have the scroll? Tell me, does the church have the scroll? Tell me now.
I'm going to go with no, because they were quite insistent. They were still looking for things when we left.
So it must still be hidden. That's good. Oh, that's good. That's good. Finian, did you hear that? They don't have the scroll. The church still. We still have a chance. We still have a chance. So, Corin, we're going to do an interesting thing here. We're going to do William here is going to roll a perception check against challenging your. I think it's going to be a deception roll because you know kind of where the scroll is. So you know nothing of the scroll as Billy looks at the party. And well, you know what, let's take it back from just Corin, but we're gonna roll this against everybody.
Do we want to deceive him, group? I don't really understand.
So he's looking to see if anybody knows where the scroll is. You've seen that, the very mention of it has obviously got him frustrated and excited and angry and all a mixture of various emotions. And so his last thing is, so you know nothing of where the scroll is. Tell me, group, tell me each, do you know where the scroll is?
I know nothing of the scroll.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what he's talking about in character, so is it like a 20?
What's a 20?
I mean, out of character, I assume he's talking about whatever Quinn's got, but Corn has no idea what he's talking about. I can roll deception, but I'm not lying.
And I don't think Quinn shared with any of us what he had.
Corey, what was the last thing you said about the scroll specifically?
Me, I didn't say anything about a scroll.
Okay.
I literally
this guy said stuff.
I literally don't know what he's talking about.
William said something about the scroll to Finian just now. None of us know anything of this.
I would like to come up in the turn order, please.
I basically said I don't think they had the scroll because I don't know what he's talking about, and they were still burning the island to the ground when we left. So it seemed like a safe guess.
William,
hang on.
You mentioned a scroll.
Hold on. I accidentally went. I know you want to go, but it's so. Eldon, do you want to assist him in whatever he's about to do?
I guess I have to, since I've just been run over.
Well, no, I'll move you back up there. I can't. Y'all need to decide what you want to do. I just got click happy there. So okay. It is Eldon's turn.
Well, I've become fixated on the people who you seem to have recognized. You think we've been a part of these people. We're coming from where your people went, or people from the mural went, and I'm curious because I recognized a gnome there who was a part of our clan until I was very young, and was, until he kind of disappeared, and then after that we've had some other issues in our clan we've been trying to recover from. But are these people from here, or the gnome, and would he have been in our clan?
First the human and the gem, and now another one returns here. This can't be. The pact was never. They said they would never return. Pagan, he told me he would never return. That blasted gnome, I should have never trusted these people. Tell me, do you know of Pagan the gnome? And I will tell you how that is spelled, because I'm sure you want to know.
We knew him as Zook.
Who is Zook?
He never told us this name, Pagan. He just was missing an eye. Looked very familiar and very similar to the gnome in the mural.
Zook. Why would okay. All right. So he must. All right. He was. All right. So you now this Pagan. He missed an eye. Tell me, is Zook? He does not have an eye. He only has one eye.
Only one eye.
Hmm.
Wise old man. Old gnome.
Hmm. It figures that bard would run a good deception. He's trying to keep the pact. Ah, that's good. So maybe hope is not lost. Sorry to be quick to anger my small friend. That was a success for you, sir. The one in the robes. You were interrupting your friend here, which is bad form, poor form for you, sir.
You speak of the scroll, the pact. You know something of the sacred artifact. The one that we are on a quest to find. It is our mission to find, protect it at all costs. Do you know of this thing? How do you know? What do you know? You must tell us. You will tell us. What do you know? Tell us. What do you know of this scroll?
And what check are you rolling? I shall not be intimidated by the likes of you or anyone else. And I promise you, if you try that again, you will feel my wrath. I see you, and I will not be bullied by you or any of your party. I tell you this, you watch your back, or it will be the end of you. So that was a failure. And you see he is beginning to pace around the room, around the table. Finian, can you believe this? They come in here and try to steal our knowledge and get what we know about this scroll, about what's happening, about this pact. How dare they? They don't know this. They can't know this. I'm not going to let them know. How could I? Yeah, okay, all right, Finian, you're right. You're right. I am angry. But still, I will not stand for this.
Sir, please explain why you're so upset. We fled from our country because the Church of Bane had come to destroy everyone. We lived in a world where the Red Flames were in power. There are many mysteries we do not know, but we came to this land only to find out the church that we had fled from is in charge of everything here. We are trying to find out more. I do not know why you're so upset, if these were your friends, if these were the people that you formed a pact with, if something was so important. I do not understand.
Okay. What check are you rolling?
Persuasion again.
Ash, do me a favor. Join me over in the DM thing because I'm at a crossroads here. Hang on.
Okay. Here.
All right. So at this point, have we figured? Has Billy found out that the red flames were actually at the other island, or what's that? I've kind of gotten my wires crossed a little bit.
I mean, I imagine he would assume that they came from somewhere. Then he could probably put two and two together. That was sort of like Corn was asking about it, and then it kind of went. At some point, we were almost on the cusp of talking about it, and then it kind of went away. So I don't know that we've explicitly brought it up, but I would assume he could probably deduce it.
Okay. Well,
if not, anything that you need to, anything that you, that you want him to think he knows. Feel free to just be like, let me make sure I get this right, blah, 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 blah. And just, feel free to just fill it in, and then they can be like, yes or no,
Right. So Corin, he said they were running away from the church, but he didn't, or did he say that the red flames were there? Because.
I mean, he said that the order was on the island, and they weren't all elves, but yeah, he did say they were there. I'm assuming.
Okay, but not, did he say
he could probably put the two and two together, given that kind of where they were,
Okay. All right. So
he probably needs to come back to, like, have you seen this container? If he's actually going to do, because that's where we were almost at that deception, and then it kind of jumped.
Yeah.
I think that would have been where, that was him trying to figure out if they've seen that container.
I got you. All right. So I think I know where I can go from here. And thanks for keeping up with feeding me stuff through the other chat. That's helpful.
No worries. It's going well. I mean, I think you've got the choice. You can either keep going and, fudge the skill challenge if you think it's going the way you want, or you can have a failure be the failure. It's up to you.
I'm just curious if we want to do a battle or not.
It's all up to you, man. However you want to go. If you think the diplomacy is working out, feel free to go that way with it.
Right.
Whatever way you want to take the story.
Let's see how the next two couple of things go.
All right.
Thanks.
Oh, it's 5. Or it could be 30.
Right, but I also don't know if he's giving advantage or not. So.
Or that's the points we're not kind of supposed to.
He said success
Right.
at least 3 or 4 times, so I don't know.
Well,
For sure, he's failed twice too.
Yeah.
The current scoreboard has success at 4 and failures at 2.
I have 7 checks.
Let me say, because I think we're at 5 successes because Corin's did pass. We got lost in the conversation. So 5 and 2 right now. So let me get this straight. You say that the Red Flames were in charge, and you were fleeing from the Church of Bane. I see sincerity in your heart, but I have to ask you a question. And he goes and rummages at the back of his book, at the back of his room in his hut, and rifles through a book, and he rips out a piece of paper that has a sketch on it, and he comes shuffling forward. I have to know, have you seen this object? And he shows you a list. He shows you the etching, which is the same case that was depicted in the murals that you found in the previous caverns. I must know if you have seen this case. So see,
So is there anything like special? I mean, other than seeing it in the murals, would I have seen it anywhere else?
Did we recognize it as the one that,
Because we never brought that up if we did.
right, would we have recognized it as something that Quinn was carrying?
you guys did have that conversation, and I don't know if it was Raz that brought it up, but somebody brought it up.
Can I tell if this guy's being forthright, or like, is he looking for it because he's? Do I get the sense that he's looking for it because he wants to protect it, or that he's looking for it because he must find it and do evil things with it?
I will have you roll a check for that in just a second.
That would be insight.
Yes.
Are you waiting till his turn to do the insight check?
No, I'm not. I'm doing
Okay.
something else. I'm sorry. It's
No, you're fine.
the difficulty with this particular challenge is that I couldn't prepare for everything, so I'm trying to figure out how this all wraps up. So I'm going to say that your persuasion check was a success, Siona. I'm going to let the insight check go, but that is not a success or failure for this encounter. Hold on. So ask me your question again.
So this guy is intently looking. I can tell his intensity while he's looking for the scroll, or the scroll case in this case. Is the intensity one of he's hoping to find it to protect it, or he's hoping to find it to cause destruction with it?
So,
And he has said they wouldn't come back.
that is correct. He did say that, and to your point, you get the sense from him that he is looking to protect this case. You can probably tell at this point that he is that William is he's familiar with this case, and given that the mural that you've seen, it appears that he would have been present during that scene that was depicted. So, long story short, you get the feeling that he's trying to protect it. Thongrim is the primary now. Thongrim?
I got a question for you, Mr. William. And pardon my bluntness if it doesn't suit your fancy.
I have nothing but time.
There was a mural we saw, I think it was the last one, where you and a human with Siona's gem, and maybe this one-eyed gnome, and an elf that could possibly be your friend, were splitting an object of some sort. I'm wondering if your friend is there at the end of the table. Do you know what would have happened to his piece of the artifact?
And what check are you rolling?
I'm trying to figure out if that's insight or persuasion.
It could be history if you're skilled in that. I know. I was there on that day. And yes, it is true that my friend here Finian was a part of that group. And he did have he did have this trinket, this artifact that you speak of. One second. There was this scroll. There was this thing that it needed to be protected. And yes, we were there that day. And this scroll, and I will say, we locked it away. We had to lock it away. They could not get their hands on it. Because if they did, then we can no. The apocalypse would come if they get their hands on this scroll. And we locked it away. We put it in this case. And they were never, these things were supposed to go away. The plan was to send one ship as far away as the east is from the west, and the other was supposed to go to the ends of the earth as we know it. And we had the key, and they had the scroll. They had the case. And so why I'm looking for it is I must know that they are not together. I must know that they don't have it. And if they do, I will stop at nothing to keep them apart. It is my oath. It is it is my duty. It is my promise to keep them apart. So yes, you ask if we were there. I was there, and I see it. And if I see him, and if you try to take my key away from me, it will end poorly for you, Master Dwarf.
So, the key, the artifact, my mic went well. So the key, the artifact, it exists. It's not just a mere rumor.
Of course it's real. It's one of the most real things there is. All of this legend, all of this stuff, this stuff that you've heard of, this Blue-Eyed Billy, it's been confused. People are scared, and so they want to forget. They want to forget because things are scary, and if they knew the truth, they would not sleep at night. And so we broke the key up. We split the key up between the three kingdoms. And yes, I have it. I had it, and I took it from Finian because he was getting too... He was just too, and he had crossed the line, and I had had enough. And I took the key from him. I took this key as he rips out this chain from under his tunic. This right here, this is mine. This is my key. And I will protect it. So he's holding this object, this portion of this artifact around the chain, and he's holding it in his hand, kind of shaking it towards the group, explicitly towards Thongrim, because he's the one who brought it up. And you get a sense that there is power in this. And so as he takes it back, he puts it and stows it away under his tunic. So the power of these artifacts is much to comprehend, and Finian, he let it go to his head, and I've been telling him for years that I would not let it go to my head. And it turns out that this thing changes you. So we'll say that's a success. Corin, you are up.
I just have a couple of small questions for you. One, if this key, if your portion of it is so dangerous, why are you still here under a tavern adorned with the red flame symbol? It seems kind of, I don't know, bad hiding spot.
So what check are you?
I guess it's persuasion. I'm just trying to ask, getting information out.
Okay. You are an astute person. Of course, this is a terrible hiding place. If I had this key and this artifact, why on this planet? Why would I stay in this cave? Why? This is my friend Finian. We had been along together in this cave for, I can't even tell you how long. But I guess he got the last one in on me. Because when I took that from him, on his dying breath, he cast a curse on me. And I cannot leave this place. I've tried to escape. I've tried getting through these walls, and nothing I can do. I have to sit here, which is why I developed my pets. I have warded off all of these people that have come down here. I have killed countless people looking for this key, looking for information on the scroll, and still I stand. But Finian, he would not let me have it, and he has cursed me to this day, and I cannot break this curse. So here I sit in my hut, talking, having my laughs with Finian as he looks me in my eyes. And at this point, the only worthy person of this gift, of this artifact, is me. And I'm still here. None has proven worthy to date.
How does one prove worthy?
You have passed the first challenge. But what needs to be known is somebody who will swear to protect and to separate and to keep these things separate. And if you're telling me, if you've not seen this case, and he shoves this piece of paper back at the group's face, tell me you have not seen this case. And this is a group check.
I still haven't seen the case.
Only in the mural.
This is the case in the mural.
Yes.
It is, but I think it's the same one that Quinn had. So if you've seen Quinn
Never
messing with it,
Remember, I usually went off at night and slept by myself, and kind of those first few nights.
Quinn was an odd duck.
I know it came up a couple times that he had it out when you guys were traveling and stuff, but I don't know if anyone would notice that. But
I mean, other
I know
people might
one
have
of
seen
the-
it. I just kind of didn't care because I still didn't know these people at that point in time.
Yeah, me neither.
I might have seen it, and not realize I've seen it, but
Question is, if you had seen it, would you?
if I'd seen it, I might have tried to take it and look at it.
I don't remember seeing it. I don't remember knowing anything about it.
This. Okay, no. Pretty sure none of us know we've seen this, but we had a companion with us who disappeared. How long ago was that? A few days ago? A week ago?
A few days in our time.
Yeah, so, we haven't seen him. He just kind of up and vanished not long before Thongrim here joined our crowd, so he was more of the wizarding type, and he would know more about this scroll than anyone here. But we can't find him to ask him about it.
But you're saying he had something.
He was a wizard. He had lots of things that he was very protective of. I just assume, spell books and that kind of thing.
And he was a student under the.
Wasn't he from the Red Keep, or he was a student at the Red Keep? Or
And
something?
my being kind of kicked out of the Red Keep, I kind of kept my distance a little bit from wizards who had trained there.
Super weird dude.
Super weird.
He liked his fire. He wasn't good with it, but he liked it.
Yeah, I burned some things that I would rather. Books.
I mean, we can try to hunt
What
him
did the
down.
letter? What did the letter say when Quinn left? Isn't that somewhere?
One of us have it.
I'm trying to remember what it said.
Screw you guys! I'm going.
I thought it was
I'm taking my scroll. I'm going home. I think it was effectively along the lines that he had found a lead that he was running down to, that I think had something to do with this scroll case that he was.
Yeah, I thought it was
down.
mentioned in the letter, but
it did not go into details.
no, it was just you had a lead.
And then, whether this is in game or not, there was an email when we did the first trip to. Was it? Yeah, trip to Aldenburg. That series of events when we all leveled up to level 3, we all emailed what we were doing, and I mentioned what Quinn was examining the scroll in that, which of course you all vividly remember this email.
Totally.
Of course.
Corin doesn't check his email very often.
In session 11.
Wow, that's good job. Session 11. All right, so 1 second.
So as a group, do we say something about our companion, or have we already said something about our companion?
You have alluded to it on a couple of occasions yet.
Oh no, I just said it.
Oh, you just said it? Okay.
So
I
you
just said we had a companion that disappeared a week ago. And he was asking me questions about him.
Okay. So I guess the question is are y'all telling him you have seen it or not?
I was saying that our companion might know about it, but I had not seen it.
Might know more about it because where he studied and who he studied with. And
yes, as a wizard.
That seemed to be the focus of the Black Hand, but the Church of Bane group that came and attacked Ecleros.
Okay, was that directed at me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, tell me again then.
It says Quinn was the one who studied Ecleros that was attacked by the Church of Bane and ransacked, apparently, possibly looking for something. But we don't know. I mean, I haven't seen it. I don't know. A friend disappeared a few days ago.
I see. Well,
Yes, that could be my turn.
I agree. So, this is very concerning to me. As far as who is worthy, I am the one who is worthy for this scroll, for this key. But if you say your friend
Was that a misspeak, or does he actually want the scroll and the key?
No, he wants the key. It was a misspeak. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, good.
Just verify.
No, good question. Good call. So Um, I must protect it. But if you say your friend has this scroll, I must have proof. I must have proof that it is what I fear it may be. Because if it is, then Bane is coming. He is coming soon, I fear.
Well, he seems to have already taken over most of the known world, so the church rules this place and it has invaded our homeland and driven us out. So I think you very much need to be worried about the Church of Bane.
They are everywhere, you say?
They are everywhere we have traveled.
Oh, no, this is not good. Um,
Everywhere we have traveled, whether by will
Or by force.
then do me this. If it is as you say it is, then times are dire, and we must act, and I can't get out of this forsaken cave. I must know that what this scroll is. So, if you will you go confirm? Will you go find your friend and bring him? No, you can't bring it to me. You can't. That's too much temptation. You can't, Marty. You cannot bring it. But if you wish to prove yourselves worthy of this, you will find out you will find your friend. You will find this scroll and determine if indeed it is this case. Will you do this?
Is there an easier way in and out of here? Because I tell you right now, I'm not. We have a narrow rope bridge, some fallen rocks, and who knows what else that I'm not traipsing back and forth on.
You don't like my escapades, huh? I have a way to return you to the surface.
That's good. I'd really like to check on our horses.
Make sure our dog hasn't eaten them.
I do have a way, but sadly, it won't work for me. And he goes back to his hut and rummages around some more. And he pulls out this scroll that has an incantation written on it, and comes back to them. If you are accepting this quest, then I will give this scroll to your cleric here. There's an incantation on it that will take you directly back to this place. And there is an incantation written on it that you will be able to read at some point in the future, because we don't know what it reads yet. But I will give it, and he hands this scroll to Eldon. But if you are accepting this quest, tell me now.
What?
Sorry, quest log is full.
What'd you just say?
Sorry, my quest log is full.
You are encumbered and cannot run.
So we're going to end it on a light note. So are you?
Alright, it's like, all right, guys, look, I'm just going to tag along. If you guys want to accept this quest, I'll tag along with you, but I'm not going to speak for everybody and accept a quest to find the god-killing scroll.
I mean, what do we want to do? It seems to align with what we were already doing, kind of.
Let me rephrase my question. Why would I want to do this quest for you?
Well, quite simply, if you don't, you will die. Maybe not at my hands, but you will die at Bane's hands. This way, there's at least a chance that you can prevent it from happening.
So we're to come back here not with the scroll, but once we found the scroll?
I'm afraid I could not withstand such a temptation.
How does that prove that we found the scroll? If we can't show it to you. Or bring it near you.
You can take your cell phone and take a picture of this.
Take a screenshot.
If I could confirm
background and
Do you want us to read it and see the content and tell you what the content is?
No, you cannot read the scroll.
Okay, that's fine.
No, because you wouldn't. I mean, if you figured out how to get the scroll without these keys, then everything we've done is useless.
Stationary? Can I doodle the stationary?
Yes.
Is there a symbol at the top of it?
Since you wear the symbols of the Fiona Ironsong, I trust your honor. But if you would like further proof, I would take a what is that thing where you take like a crayon and color over it and make a
tracing?
Yeah, tracing.
An impression?
An impression, an etching, Prove to me the symbols because I know what it should look like. I have this right here. I need to know if it's the same case. If it is, there's a chance.
So an impression of the case.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a picture of what it's supposed to look like so you don't have to come back here with every scroll case we find?
You rogue, I've been waving it in front of your face for the past hour. It is this piece
of... And we have the murals.
All right, can I hold it and see it for a second?
You may. Any hands?
I take off my mural and I hold it up. It's right here.
I take the scroll, the image of the scroll, and hold it back to them. Look, we found it.
Stop. For real, stop. You're going to get us killed.
Your insolence. I will not. This is the last warning you will have, rogue. Do not tempt me. The mural that your lady friend here is wearing is a fetching cape, and it is mighty fetching, lassie. Shows you the case.
If we find this scroll and you want that we found it, what would we want us to do with the scroll itself when we find it?
We have to destroy it. Isn't it obvious? The scroll must be destroyed.
Why?
Why didn't they destroy it back?
We didn't think it was possible that they would come this far. But if you're saying Bane is everywhere, if you're saying the church is everywhere, well, obviously we were wrong. And people make mistakes.
Okay, then, legitimate question. Okay, question. If we destroy the scroll and bring you the ashes, could you tell that was a scroll you were looking for from its ashes?
I'm making an impression.
This whole scene's made them.
Well, our plan has been to destroy it. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm not even sure it can be destroyed, but damn it, I'm going to try. But we have to... Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So, what about the key around your neck? Can it not be destroyed?
The key is the only thing that will open the scroll. I'm not sure that there's any other way to break through the enchantments without these keys. I mean, have you not used a key fob at your work with these dongles?
So the 6 keys you're saying we need to keep apart, or at least that's what you were saying earlier.
Yes,
we would need them to open the scroll case? You just said it opened the scroll.
Yes, we need to confirm that the scroll is there. We have to confirm it. We have to know
but you said we need to keep the keys apart.
Yes, that's why we need the etching.
Can we just break the key that you have?
So it can never be opened?
What do you think this is, Mjolnir? You can't break this any further than it's already been done. Does Mjolnir exist? Does Meow Meow exist on this planet? On this plane? I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Kind of up to you.
So, if we can confirm that this is the case, which is very unique, and return to me with that knowledge, we will know if we can defeat the church.
Will the scroll help defeat the church?
The scroll, if they get their hands on it, will bring back Bane. So we have to.
Why would you have kept something like that?
Power corrupts.
So just to confirm, you're saying if the key and the scroll are combined, it will resurrect Bane?
If the church has it, to our intelligence, what we know is that they can bring forth the one from the ethereal planes. But at the time, we did not know how to destroy it. We tried setting it aflame, and it did nothing. So the best we could do at the time was to separate the pieces and to send them away.
So the prophecy written was true.
So, is this scroll quest going to turn into a key quest? If it is the right scroll?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
If we go confirm that this is the scroll with our impression of the scroll case and we bring it back to you, is that in turn going to turn into a quest for keys?
Possibly. I have much to consider with this new information. But if this is indeed the case, at least I have much to consider.
Both in and out.
I mean, what else are we doing? Why not?
If you will accept the next quest, and he then says in a very robotic, and allow me an off-session email to lay out the parameters for you exactly what you're supposed to be doing. What was that? Is it a yes or a no?
I think we're waiting on you, Sienna. This is kind of up your alley. Maybe you, Eldon.
I don't want to speak for the group here, but if this scroll would bring about Bane and would rend the souls from every living creature, I'm not quite sure we have any chance or any real decision here. We must at least confirm its existence, right? Find your friend Quinn. He would know. He said he would return to the inn. Maybe he's waiting for us there.
Well, that would be an easy quest. I'm good with that.
Let's do it.
Oh, team venture.
Very good. Then I will take you at your honor, Miss. And Master Cleric, you have the return scroll here. I wish you the best on this quest. Please.
Will you be safe here since we've now opened all your doors?
I will be able to hold my own. Don't question me, Master Cleric. I wish you speedy return, and I hope, beyond hope, that this is not the scroll. This is not the case that I fear that it is. And with a hand clap and a bright flash, you are all teleported and transported to the front door of the Tavern of the Bluffs, thus concluding tonight's session.
Hey, Thongrim. I'm freaking out, man.
Does anybody else realize that we apparently just accepted the quest to find the scroll of all evilness that can only be opened by 6 pieces of a key? We're going to find the scroll, and then we're going to find the 6 pieces of this key and bring them together.
No, we're not. We're going to drop them in the ocean in 6 different places.
Oh, we know how that that someone will swim down and pick them.
Just a point of order. It was 3. If you want it to be 6, it'll just take us.
I thought it was 6 for some reason.
No, it'll just take us that much longer. But it was going to be 3.
Okay, so the 3 keys.
3
Anyways,
different.
it always
Not
seems
to
like
4,
to me,
and 5 is right out.
in all the the old stories of whatever something was separated, it's separated for a reason. When you bring them together, the villain's like, "Oh, thank you for doing my job for me. I will take that." But whatever. It's a quest. Pays the bills.
Wait, does it? Did he offer us any money?
No, just
He
apparently
offered to not kill us or something. I
yes,
don't know.
some moral guilt.
Oh, did he want the basilisk egg? Like, did he want his new pet?
He probably did.
Okay, well, he has the egg then.
That's mighty kind of you. We will retcon that in.
I mean, that was my intention of
I
saying
figured
that
it was.
I found it.
Yeah, we never went down that. So yes, we will say that William has the key, the egg, and part of the key, but egg.
And also, while we're talking about the villain taking the key when it's been reassembled, are we sure he's not the villain?
He did not register on my totally evil scale thing.
Or your good scale?
It laid out Finian until Finian died just to get the piece from him.
Did he wait him out? Because usually people don't curse you when you wait for them to die of old age.
Or something. He seemed very odd about it.
They could have just been around each other for so very long that they eventually just got tired of each other. And, if you've been roommates with somebody long enough, somebody doesn't put the plates and puts the dishes in the sink the wrong way.
Death curse.
Death curse.
So we should just keep that in mind as this progresses.
But he couldn't leave that cave with that key.
Right.
I'll also point out that the check that Raz did, the insight was very, he was sincere in his ability in his wanting to keep things and protect it.
That's good to know.
So he doesn't want to bring the infinity keys together and put them in his glove.
He doesn't have a glove. He has this nice fresh sash. It's an infinity sash, a scarf, if you would.
The infinity nerd had
So, you guys are kind of dazed. It's been probably...
It's been we left that morning.
You left that morning, but I was going to say, you've had a short rest. You have not had a long rest. I'd say you've been gone almost a day.
So it's nighttime here.
Yes.
And we're outside the front. And he sent us out front of the tavern that we barricaded from the inside and left our horses and Oren, the mastiff, inside, barricaded.
Well, you have to remember, he doesn't really know that there was a tavern up there. He just sent you up there, and you just happened to land outside.
So now we have to open the tavern.
Well, it seems like you might have something you can do on the next session.
Is the orc still hanging out here?
Man, you were asking a lot of questions that are gonna flesh out what I throw at you next time.
Are the horses okay?
They're barricaded inside the tavern outside of.
Did a beholder eat all the
Only been a
horses?
I hear Beholder. I know what's coming
Like,
next.
the horses are okay, but one of them's pregnant.
With
I would
a
imagine that we didn't actually have a stallion in there. We probably had all neutered or mares.
well, it could have been the Mastiff.
Toads. We're gonna have a horse dog.
A Horstiff?
Horse stiff.
A dorse,
A Morse? Okay.
a hog.
So yes,
Order.
we are outside the tavern. We don't know yet about the orc. There have yet been no beholder sightings, but you haven't really gotten there yet. You don't know about the horses or the dog. You are now on a quest to find a scroll with the 3 keys that could be pivotal in bringing about the apocalypse and the end of the world. So good job, guys. You have had a day. And you know what that means?
Or copper.
More copper.
I feed
Oh.
the horses all of our copper.
That means we leveled up.
You leveled up.
Yay!
You are level 4. Congratulations,
get?
everybody. You get bees. You get some bees. Everybody gets some bees. Nobody gets that reference. Screw you guys.
I get the reference, and I put one of the bees in a vial.
The bees! The bees! Oh god, the bees!
Save yourself. Shooting them will do nothing.
The goggles, they do nothing.